Welcome, everybody. It says we're live, so yay. Hi, Jamie. I have a poster that I printed. Unfortunately, my printer and my color printer is just wigging out about the refilled cartridge I used. And then I have some ATCs on the side here, and I'm just going to wait for everyone to start joining in. Stamp Girl, hello. Peter Pan. I tried to sneak in a quick lunch, and I wasn't really good about it because I was fighting with my printer instead of doing what I should have been doing, which was eating lunch. Hi, Cindy. Hey, Jen. Is Haley here today too, Jen, or just you? So we have a lot of Quality Craft members here. We have members from people who just watch my YouTube channel. We have other crafters that just come across the live feed because it shows up. Hey, Baby Girl and Starwolf. Who else have I missed? Kathy's here. So we have tons of people, and we also have children that watch, just so you guys know. I do try to keep all of my live streams and my videos G-rated so that everyone in the family can watch. And I always try to make my tutorials so that everyone from beginner to advanced can take something away from it. And if you're not getting something from me, by all means, there's always tons of ideas right in the chat box as I'm creating live. And these women here who watch me are totally talented and they love to share information too. So, hey Candy, she says, hi Jen, crazy snowing here. It is here too. Our first snow of the season. I woke up super late, looked out the window and literally did a double take because I was like, what? I said, it's snowing. He says, don't look outside. Star says our snow is almost done. They got 4.5 inches overnight. Snowed yesterday in Nebraska, Jamie said. I hope this poster helps. I'd like it to be a lot clearer, a lot closer. Let me just bring it in just a tad. So it shows my live stream, what is wrong with me? My live stream times, which are every Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and every Sunday, like today, 2 to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, I always shoot out a reminder anywhere between an hour to 15 minutes before the video on several different sites on Facebook, reminding you that we're going live because people forget. And I'm trying to remember to include all this information. Here's my blog. In case you can't see it very clearly, it's jensqualitycrafts.blogspot.com. And then you can find us on Facebook. And this is how my channel and the Facebook group connect, is that on my channel I say, hey crafters, it's me, Jen Evers with Quality Crafts. Quality Crafts is the Facebook page. It's printed just like this, Quality Crafts. I should have put my little koala on here, but I didn't think of it. This is what our member box looks like right now, in case you're wondering if you have the right one. 543 members, 36 are new, and there's a couple of faces of some fantastic members that are in that group. It's a non-commitment, non-drama group, and we do swaps monthly, and we do weekly challenges that run Sunday to Sunday. And you don't have to participate in anything if you don't want to. It's totally non-commitment. We want everyone to have fun and to feel comfortable there, and some people just don't feel comfortable joining in. However, that being said, hey Petra and Cindy, you can join in the challenges and you don't have to send anything to anybody. You just take a picture, you follow the theme and what we're doing for that week, and this week is ATCs. So every Sunday I always do a live stream on what's going on for this week. So it's ATCs. You just make an ATC in any theme, any kind of medium that you want, and then take a picture of it, post it to the correct album on the Facebook group, and you're entered in for the drawing. 10 and under entries, we give away 1 prize. 11 through 20 entries, we give away 2 prizes, and so on. I don't think, Kathy, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we've ever given more than 2 prizes, but that'd be fun if we could get that many people interested in it. Hey, Dana. I'm not sure if you say Dana or Dana. Let me know. So cheers. Hey, Deborah. We just started. I always yak for like the first 5 minutes to make sure that everyone gets a chance to get in before we get started. We're doing ATCs today. I've already talked about how my YouTube channel connects to my Facebook group, which is right here. And I have a blog, which is literally not my priority. However, I do like the blog. It's so much easier to connect with and communicate and chat with and get to know people on Facebook than it is through a blog. So in my world, that's just how it is. Okay, so Kathy confirmed that we have not had more than 20 people enter any given challenge, but we highly encourage it. So any of you that can, please do. So I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way now. I want to get to it. So today is what's an ATC and how do I make one? Here are a bunch of ATCs that I have not personally made, but are really fantastic. And I picked these to show you how extreme you can go with these little works of art. They are the size of a playing card or a baseball card if your kids are into collecting that kind of thing. They're 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches. I didn't bother writing that down because I figured most people could get it, but here's a preview of what we're going to be doing as our technique today. Hint, hint. Let me just stick this right here, right below where my little face is. All of the ATCs we're making are 2.5 by 3.5 inches. Good visual reminder. So an ATC is a little miniature work of art that an artist creates and then trades with other artists. So on the back you would put all of your information. I'm not going to show you all the information on the back of these because well, this one doesn't matter because there's not an, you can kind of see it, peek, peek, peek. There's not an address on there, but a lot of times you'll have your address and all your information on the back. But it's a work of art that you make and you trade with people, and they are not supposed to ever be sold. So if you see people that are like selling ATCs, that's not an ATC. That's not what at least from what I've learned, that is definitely not the purpose that these were created for. So this one was made in kind of a round robin style where 3 or 4 of us created it together. So you send it through the mail. I did participate in this one, although I don't really recall all the pieces that I added. But one person would add like the base paper, and then the next person would add a couple embellishments, and then the next person would add some embellishments, and then you end up with a finished card. So that's a fun way to do ATCs. Oh, Star says ATC stands for Artist Trading Card. My apologies, I should have said that right off the bat, eh? But that one is really cool. Here's one made by Melissa, and she is a true artist in the sense that I know we're all artists, and I don't demean my work in any way. I'm truly an artist. But when I think of artist, I think painting. I don't know why, I guess. But she hand paints that. How fabulous is that? Now, if you were to create sleeves for your cards, 2.5 by 3.5, this one would be, hard pressed to fit in because she went outside the parameters and added this lace, which is gorgeous. But if you're filing them in, say, a pocket letter, these fit in pocket letter pockets. This probably wouldn't fit, but it's gorgeous. I love it. Here's another one that is created by Jenny Maxim. I love that lady. She's fabulous. If you don't know her, you should look her up. She is always putting out really cool ideas and inspiration and stuff. She made this one. It's like all these little pieces on here and then some glitter glue and some feathers and this little, what does it say? Who can find a virtuous woman, for her price is far above rubies. But look at that. There's so much that went into making this card, and it's super, super thick. This is a really super thick chipboard. And if you could get chipboard ones, that's cool. They'll they're sturdier and they'll stay put. Now look at how engrossed you can get with this. This was in a tray, a swap that I did. So she pre-packaged this. I just don't want to even take it out of the pretty packaging because she put all of her creativeness into that as well. But look at this. This one's like steampunk. I'll try to get it so you don't see all of the glare. But there's like a little door knocker on there. Do you see that right there? And then she put on some flowers and she painted over the top of them with like a metallic paint. There's, I think either that is a piece of metal, that leaf, or it's a chipboard. I'm not sure which. And then there's some beads right here hanging on that little door knocker. I think that is so incredible. Hey, Fran, happy Sunday to you. Okay, then someone else, Star also said that ACEO are like an ATC, but they are sold. Nice, thanks for the information. So an ACEO stands for Art Cards, Editions, and Originals. And they can be original art, print editions, or photographs. Thank you so much. So you can sell things like that, but if you're just flat out making these for fun, and you're not putting them into an ACEO, or you're not putting them like on little canvases or whatever and creating something for selling, these specifically ATCs that I'm showing you how to make today really should not be sold. However, that being said, these can also be put on a card front. So if you're just, if thinking of creating a full card, or thinking of creating a whole scrapbook layout and that kind of thing is daunting to you, is intimidating to you, maybe starting out making a little ATC is a little bit more doable for you, and then you can put it on a card front and then add things from there. Will help you layer up too. We got snow today. I woke up to snow. Holy man. This one goes in. I don't know where people got these little bag pockets, but I like those. I'm gonna grab, because I know I don't have one near me right now, but I want to grab one of those holders. Man, this really barely fits in here. The holders, what am I saying? That we do the pocket letters with. I want to grab one of those and show you that these fit in there. So this past Thursday we did pocket letters, and this is what I put my pocket letters in, and I showed this before. These are 9 pocket pages. 9 pocket pages, meaning they have 9 pockets in them. And so if you have the ones that stay in the parameter of the 2.5 by 3.5, you can fit these right into your pockets here, and you can save them in an album just like that. Oh, Jody made it great. Hey, Jody. So I have a box that I keep all of my ATCs in that literally are not going to fit in one of these holders. I think what I'm going to do right now is, as I show you these, I'm going to start putting them in these pages so that I can create a 3-ring binder. I work for a school district, so getting free 3-ring binders every once in a while is super easy because people will put them in the lounge with a big free sign on them. Woohoo! Are we talking time now? Yeah, 2:14 p.m. here my time. I almost said Wausau. That's where I grew up. Holy crap. I almost said that. I'm in Madison, Wisconsin. Big place. I'm going to save this. So I've done this once before. I don't remember if it was a live feed or if I was just messing around one day. But I've got a ton of ATCs that will not fit in these, that are really creative and very 3D, and then I've got a lot of them that will probably fit in here. So here's one of my boxes. I hand made this box. Don't ask me for directions or measurements because it's very, very old. I secured it with a little button Velcro, and I've got tons of ATCs in here, and I'm pretty sure that the majority of these I created, although some of them I did not. So this one I did not. Rosa made this one. This one's really pretty. So we're going to start out this whole live feed now that we've kind of gotten out of the way what is an ATC. Let's look at what some of them are and how they look. Oh, thanks, Kathy. She said she's got some 3-ring binders. So I'm just going to pop these in here as we go. This one has a nice metal piece on it that says laughter, and then this is watercolored. So I'm going to give you a whole ton of ideas of things you can do in case I don't get a chance to hit them as we create one after this. This one is like for a birthday. So you're not expecting to get these back because they're trading, so you can give this to people on their birthdays. Here's a little piece of art for me. Hip hip hooray. Hope your birthday's as sweet as you. Hey, Jody. So glad you could make it, girl. Jody and May, who is Maria, they both take turns collecting all of your wonderful names so that I can do a drawing for who wins, which means I gotta look up for who won on Thursday. I do have the winner, I just have to look it up again because I don't remember it. Here's another one, very similar to that one. Another little birthday one, because just one day I took scraps that all went together and made birthday ones. Little teeny tiny cupcakes. I'm going to try to keep my eye on, this is one of my old business cards. I'm not very good at being a businesswoman. If at any time you guys, here's another old one. Look at that little koala. Oh, hey, if anyone wants to know where my koala bear came from, Crafty Paws, I gotta get back to what I was just saying too. Crafty Paws, who is Christina on Facebook. Facebook and I think her YouTube channel is also Crafty Paws. Anyway, Christina, she drew the koala that I use as my brand koala and gave me explicit permission to use that as my brand. So she is super cool. Extremely talented woman. She could like look at anything and just draw it and it looks like she photographed it. Amazing, amazing. This one says listen, believe, and create. I am not sure how this was done other than probably inking, and this guy is an embossing folder. So he's raised. So back to my original thought, if you guys get bored of looking at and getting ideas from all these ATCs that I have and you want me to just get going and start creating, leave something in the thing. So we've got 40 minutes left. I did put out a reminder in many groups, especially Quality Crafts. I always put one in, and on my Quality Crafts What Are You Crafting page. It's different than a group. It's a page on Facebook saying that I was going live in like an hour. And I said, please leave an hour to an hour and a half for today's, because I have a feeling that creating ATCs and then doing the extra technique that I want to show you is going to take a little bit more time. So this one is purely made from scraps. I stamped something on it, I threw a scrap on there, and I threw a scrap leaf that was embossed, and that's it. Super simple. This one was just hand stamped. That's it. So I've got one vote from Kathy that she says she wants me to just stop and create. I'd like a few more people to chime in and tell me what you need. This is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers of different color paper. So the purpose of ATCs, we've gone over 2 different purposes thanks to, oh shoot, I should scroll up, but I can't remember who said that. Star, I believe. 2 different purposes. One is a regular ATC, a regular artist trading card, is 2.5 by 3.5 inches. It's not for being sold. It's for just creating a little work of art on a tiny little card and then trading them with other artists. And then Star mentioned that an ATC, am I right? Is actually an ATC, but it is a work of art that can be sold. And I forget what she said, but if you scroll back up in the comments, you'll be able to find that. That's a great idea. So I've filled one whole page. We've seen a whole bunch of different techniques already, from multimedia to watercolor to just using your scraps to just plain old stamping to plain old just throwing on some scraps. And now I'm going to just close this up and we'll do a bunch at the end and I'll show you a bunch more ATCs and we'll create one right now. I'm going to show you a couple of different things that you can use as a base for your ATC, and if all you have is cardstock, use cardstock. You can always take cardstock, and I tend to use 110-pound cardstock and double or triple or quadruple it in stacks. Yep, an ACEO, she said. I should probably write that down. An ATC or an ACEO. That's the difference. So what we're doing are ATCs, okay? Little miniature works of art not meant to be sold. If you're selling them, she says they're called an ACEO. You know what? I'll put a little money mark there so you know that this one can be sold. Oh, I wish I could hear you instead of having to read you, because it's so weird talking to yourself constantly for an hour and not getting any feedback auditorily. These are all ATC blanks. And they're just, cardstock, maybe 90 to 110-pound cardstock. These on this side, let me make sure, because these are all slightly different sized. Some of them I have to cut down. These are chipboard. And they are 2.5 by 3.5. Oh, not quite. These are not quite big enough. But this is a really good example because this is a super thick cardstock. Not cardstock, chipboard. So if you have chipboard, that's a really good way to go. I'm going to move these out of the way because I can use these for stacking and putting on top. These I know are the right size because Rosa Aquino, who I think she changed her name on YouTube and I can't remember what it is now. She's been missing for a little while, but she gave me these, and these are super thick chipboard. Let me see if I can get it to clear up so you can see just how thick that is. Oh, there it is. Really thick chipboard. If you can even tell. It's like a 1/16 of an inch, I guess. But these are the ones that I tend to use because she gave them to me. And then on the back, you can get these. Jenny Maxim, I believe, gives this away for free if you find where she is on the net. She's on Facebook, and I think she still does these, but I'm not positive. But if you Google, just go to Google and type in ATC, like backs or ATC info card. You can get cards that look like this where you can print them off and then fill them in and glue them right onto the back of your card. So it tells you who the artist is. You can title your work of art. I just tend not to title mine. I don't know why. I'm just not a titler. If you're trading, you can put what group you're trading with, your date, how many numbers. Some people pump out a whole bunch of the same card and then trade them all. I'm a one-time unique piece of art creator by heart. I don't like to make multiples, but if you do, that's a really good way to do that. And then your contact information. And a lot of times I just use my regular sticky, yeah, I probably shouldn't pull it out. It's got my address on it. But anyway, if you're in quality crafts and you want to know, you can always find that information. So that's that. And I have one more really unique card base that you could possibly use. And I'm not saying going out and run out and get these, because I don't know where these came from. I can't even remember. I must have got them from a garage sale or something. These are the exact same size as what we're looking at, and they're little sheet metals. sheet metal. If you're looking for it, if you take a picture of this, here's the information on the back if you want to look for them. It actually says ATC card right on it. All right. Yes, Ginny also is in Quality Crafts, so if you leave a note in Quality for her, she will probably find it. So I'll pull out one of these too. They have like a blue plastic backing on the back that you have to peel off. But anyway, you can, I believe you can run these through the Cut-A-Block too. We may try that. We'll try making one with that as well. So the first easiest way to make an ATC, in my opinion, is just to grab a really fun piece of paper that would go right on the top. I'm going to grab my trimmer. I'm going to trim this down just a tad so that it fits a little better. I'm going to do a little bit less than 2.5 by 3.5 just because I want there to be a tiny, tiny white border. Not a big border, just a tiny one. Because then I'm going to ink on the sides. Now, mine are rounded on the edge. And I've got a little rounder here. This one is a 1/4 inch rounder. Most of the rounder punches do a 1/2 inch, I believe. So this one goes a little bit smaller. Kathy says the winner was Rosemary Soper. For which one? For this past Thursday or the one before that? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna look something up here. I should be able to look it up pretty quickly. I keep track on a document who wins and yep. So it was December 1st, the basics of pocket letters and more, and Rosemary Soper was the winner. And that means that she won from the one before that, which would have been the basic Spectrum Noirs and coloring. And so she won the image that I colored. I don't have her handy, but if you recall that live stream, she won that image. So I went ahead and propped those little corners off, and now you can see that it fits on there quite well. And because I don't want it to come up, I'm going to use wet glue today. You can use your ATG or whatever too if you want. Hi Simonaya, thanks for coming. Glad to see you. We're making ATCs today. I don't know when you came in because I've been yakking and not really following that closely on the chats. They are 2.5 by 3.5 inches, little works of art that you trade. You do not sell them. But I was told by Star that, and I know that's not her real name, but my brain sometimes shuts off when I'm doing live stream. She said the difference between an ATC and an ACEO is an ACEO is actually a work of art that you can sell. That's why I put my little money mark right there. But ATCs that I'm showing you how to create today are just for fun, little works of art that you trade with other artists. They're really not meant to be sold. So try not to get those too confused because I don't want people going, well, you did a live stream on ATCs and now somebody's trying to sell them. I hope not. Oh, I'm glad you like my little trimmer. I got this at Savers for $1.99, which is a Goodwill store. If I were you, if you want to purchase this one, I would look up on Fisker's website and see if you can't find a picture of this one, because I have no idea where you'd get one other than that's a big thing about me. If you don't know about me already, is that I'm a huge time into frugal crafting and using what you have and buying things cheaply and wherever you can find them. So that's it. We've got that layered down. And then I'm going to pull out, this is my big box of all kinds of stuff. This is where everything that I have that I don't know what to do with goes into this little box, and these are great. All this stuff and these fibers and all this stuff are really great for creating ATCs. Depends on whether or not you want to keep them flat enough to hold, or whether you want to really bulk them up, because you can put all kinds of stuff on an ATC. This would be pretty on there. With that blue, that would really be pretty. I think we could probably inch in here a little bit. You're not gonna be able to see my little reminders, but that's okay. That's really pretty. I got some other little doodads in here too. So pull out your scraps and all your little doohickeys and whatnot and just play around with it and see what you can make. Oh, that's a like big flower. But ooh, that's pretty. That is so pretty. What if we did that and we just like squished it down some? It won't fit in my thing, but it would make a really gorgeous ATC. I'm going to plug in my glue gun while we make a few more. Unfortunately, and I've mentioned this before, my glue gun cord is only about yay long, so it barely reaches my other desk and I really can't get it to do anything else. I want to take this and see if this will cuddle bug. So if you watch me in this one right here, where my finger is, boop, you'll be able to see me put this through the cuddle bug right now. I want to see how well it will do. So let's pick one. Oh my gosh, you can hear the plow coming through. I'm going to use this one right here. It's a Sizzix one from Stampin' Up, but it doesn't say what it's called. Pretty thick, so I could feel it going through, but wow, look at this amazing turnout that I got. Look at that. Oh, hey, Barbara. You didn't miss too much, girl. I'm going to try now at this point to peel off this little backing that they have on here. I suppose that's to make sure that it stays shiny and silver for the whole time, instead of getting dinged up in shipping or whatever. But look at that. So pretty. We could put stuff on top of there too. Let's see what I got in here. Blings. Oh, another really good fun thing to put on ATCs is anything that you have like already pre-made and pre-colored images, which is what I save in this big bucket. Let me see if I can back out here so you can see what I'm talking about. So I have a big green bucket. These are stackable buckets you can get at the Dollar Tree. And all I do is that all the extra stuff that I have, I put them into little baggies. Now here's a whole bunch of images that I've either printed or colored. And I save those so that I can just plop them on a card or something when I want to. I'm going to look for one that's kind of small. Oh, this would be pretty. Let's go with something like this. I got to put this back where it goes. I'm so limited on space in here because it's so packed full of stuff. But these would be really cute on here. They're like little tickets. That would be so fun. I'm going to cut one of these out and put one of these on there. Maybe a couple of them. And this would look really great with some punched out ivy or some leaves to give it more of like a nature look. I think that would be totally cool. I know I have some on hand somewhere. I just have to locate them. I have such a huge pile from all the stuff that I've been doing for the next card on Wednesday, the 5-minute card. Tons of it. So here's one that could go on there. And you just have to use your creativity. I mean, I wanted to show you some more ATCs, and I will at the end, about just how many ways that this could go. This one says, "You are my treasure." I love that. How about "You make me happy"? That would be fun. Oh, that paper trimmer is called Mini Paper Trimmer by Fiskars. Thanks, guys, for helping Deborah look that up. I'm just going to fussy cut this one out. I want to save enough time at the end to do that other technique that I told you about too. This one says, "You make me happy." And it would be really fun to put a couple of butterflies on there, maybe in a similar color, if I could find a similar color paper that matches these. There's a lot of cutouts in here, and something tells me I got these from Jenny Maxim, but I'm not sure if that's right. But I get a lot of stuff from her. She's like really good at sharing different kind of freebies and stuff. So if you watch my Quality Crafts Facebook page and you get a hold of her and get onto wherever it is that she's posting most of her stuff now, I should know her where she's at. She's blogging now though, so she'll post like a connection to her blog with some really cool card or technique that she's done and that tells you how to do it. And I would highly recommend going to her blog and checking that out, because she's really good at photographing her work and putting all that out there for us. Okay, I'm going to see, my glue gun should be ready to go, so I'm going to scoot over and glue this one down. I wish I could glue it on where you guys are looking, but unfortunately, it's just not going to make it that far. The glue that is coming out of my gun right now, you guys, is so yellow. Does that happen to you? I don't know why it's so yellow. It's just disturbing to me. But look at that. That is so pretty. And all we did was put some paper down. I was going to ink it, but I like the white sticking out. It matches that flower. It's gorgeous. This one, I think I'm going to do like a pop dot so these kind of stick up. And then I have that, I know I do, in with all of my extra stuff that I save here. I have a pocket full of cutouts, and I know I have some green leaves here. That would look really pretty. Let's see if I can pull out just a few more of those. This is also my like go-to pile for my Wednesday 5-minute cards too. This would look pretty with that too. Let's glue that on. It's just a matter of picking out things that you guys already have laying around your house and just creating. It's getting started, and let me tell you, I know how that feels. There are some days, you know, I'm constantly doing live streams and videos, and there are some days where I'm just like, really? I have to do a whole hour on what? Get started. Because as soon as you get started, all of a sudden, blah, everything just comes right out of you. And you're like, yeah, this is awesome. But then you can't stop. And that's just kind of how crafting goes. So, there it is. I want this. The other thing you can add are, like I said, on the other one, our other little metal pieces are, what is that? I didn't pull out my drawer of that. My drawer of, dang. Chipboard pieces. That's all I was coming up with. That's all I got. Chipboard pieces. Somebody asked me one time, what do I do with those? Well, you put them on ATCs, but I'm going to show you something else. Now, this is going to go off the 2.5 by 3.5 thing, okay? And Kathy is reminding us that we only have 20 minutes left. So I hope you'll stick around for a little bit longer because I think this is going to take us more than 20 minutes. I'm just going to stick these on and then I'm going to glue some of these on. I'm hoping that wet glue will stick to this metal. I'm not a real big metal user, but I just thought that these were so exciting I couldn't pass it up. I should probably use my, what do you call it? Oh, that would be fun if I put it over the top of that. Yeah, I don't think this is going to stick to metal. Oh, glossy accents. Only what is this one called? This one's called liquid glass. It's close to my heart. Stampin' Up, I believe, calls it glossy accents. But there's a lot of different glues out that are like that. I'm just going to make sure that it sticks right to this paper here. Dang. There, so I made it stick to the top of this cardstock instead. I think that'll just be simpler. I'll put one on either side. So I got glue on the bottom, and then I'm just going to make sure that one of these sticks, like this one that comes up on the top, sticks to that cardstock right there where my finger was sitting. And that way it'll stay. That's pretty. Look at that. Grabbin Made Easy wants to, she says she's curious to see how it would look if you switched the embellishments for the cards. Oh, hey, Deborah Sweeney, it's her first live chat. Oh, I'm so glad you guys were able to come. Yep, time flies by so fast. I really like this one. I hope you guys like this one. This is cool. I want to add the flower, but if I do, it's just going to cover up way too much of all the goodness that's on here. I might be able to get away with that. I don't know. You guys tell me. I'm going to set it to the side. I think it looks great without the flower. So since we only have 15 minutes left, do you want me to do that other technique, or do you want me to keep going with more ATCs? So I can make that technique take another half an hour, or I can do it in 5 minutes flat. It just depends on how much of it you want to see. Hi, Angela. We're making ATCs today. I made these two already. And we talked about what an ACEO is. Thanks to Star. Because I wasn't aware of that. Oh, Janie says she likes the flower. So maybe I'll add that on. This is the one that we're talking about. Oh, thanks, Marie. You're so sweet. She says, Jen is just so entertaining and creative, you lose track of time. Okay, technique, 5 minutes. Let me just put this one. I don't want to throw this out because I use these a lot. I know it's just a tiny little leaf, but dang. Then I don't have to repunch them out because I just love those. So let me set this aside. Let me pull out the technique for the day. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this tape to create, oops, let me back out just a tad, to create a faux leather look for manly cards. So let's do it the 5-minute way. I have a card base here and I cut it down just 1/4 of an inch smaller than an A2 size card, so it is 4 inches by 5 1/4. 4 inches by 5 1/4. Then you're just going to take a bunch of tape here and peel pieces off like this and stick it down on your paper. You can't mess it up. It's a super easy technique. Just keep switching the directions that you put it down on your paper until you cover the whole darn paper up. The smaller the pieces you go, the neater the look, the more realistic the look. However, I don't think it really matters how you do it. just rip that tape off and cover up the whole thing and overlap them all until, blam, you have a piece that looks like that. Cool, huh? Now you can use any kind of inks for this. You can use pigment inks or dye inks or water-based inks or whatever you want. I'm going to use distress inks because I have that the most handy. And I'm going to start out with my darkest color, and I'm going to rub the color on so that it hits all the edges of these pieces of paper. I mean tape. I meant to say tape. Okay, so this is Walnut Stain. And like I said, I'm going to just rub so that it hits. Do you see how it's bringing out all the little edges and the crevices of that tape? And I'm just rubbing it all over it. Some of your pieces of tape might curl up just slightly. Just shove them back down. Now you can use this as a whole back to a card. You could use this as just a little bit of an embellishment. You can put this on anything that's not going to burn or melt. So like you could even put this on the side of like a cup or whatever else kind of things that you have laying around that you want to try it on. Now this tape is non-porous, so this ink is not going to sink into the tape, so you could probably rub this off with your hand. I'm not going to, though. I'm going to leave it because the whole point is to leave that color on there, because what we're going to do after this, and I'm going to get rid of this one, I'm going to pull out one that's a little bit lighter. I think tea dye will work. And this time I'm going to get it really wet, and I'm going to just pounce it so that it gets a little bit darker. I see Kathy reiterating, you just take the ink pad and rub the pad across. You mean the whole ink pad like this? Is this what you're talking about? And just rub it across like this? You could totally do that. And this one, now I'm just pushing down because I want that color to stay where it is. Because the more I rub it, the more it's just going to smear over that tape, and I want this color to stay kind of where it is. There's a million different ways you can do this technique, so you really, really cannot screw it up. But once you get all the colors on there that you like, and it looks the way you want it to look, you're just going to pull out some clear embossing powder so that we can make all this stay. Now at the end I'm going to cut off all the stuff that's on the edges of this, but for right now I'm going to leave it the way it is and just dump a bunch of clear embossing powder all over it. It should just about cover up every, every inch of it.